Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 36, DJI High Five event and Mavic 3 update. Hope everyone is doing well today. Last day of August, okay? September's right around the corner. Labor Day. Summer's coming to an end. What can I say? Mr. Ron Braun is not going to be joining us tonight. He's a fantasy football enthusiast, and they're having a draft tonight, so he will not be joining us. Marcus May, I extended an invitation to him, but we still got a lot to talk about tonight, okay? A lot of news going on. We had that email come out from DJI. We're going to get to that. Saw some pictures of the Mavic 3. We're going to talk about that. Hubsan Zino Mini Pro and all the travails going on with that. Got plenty of news going on. So we got plenty to talk about tonight. Stephen Ewing is here. Stephen Ewing, I just sent you an email. I'm getting the same phone as you and trading in the same phone that you did. So ours are on back order until September 21st. So we're looking forward to that. A couple of other things. We did hear, and I did see last night very briefly, that Johnny Drone Flyer, Johnny Alfonso, is fine in Louisiana. That's all the news that I had. If anybody has any update, Matt and Ray, anybody, if you could post that for us on how Johnny's doing, post that in the chat. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate that. Ray Kelly is here. John Olson is here. I'm sorry. Drone Shots is here. Michael Wright is here. Leonard Oglesby, of course, Stephen Ewing, Drone Views Media, Maddie's Drone World. Let's see who else we got. Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right, got my swim in tonight. It was brief, but still got it in. Anyway, got a lot to talk about tonight. Got a lot of news going on here. And I do have an update about the Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro that I'm sure you will all be interested in, okay? And we've seen the videos and everything. We're going to get to that here. So, news and updates, okay? Get myself together here. All right. Well, you know, the big thing was the news about DJI. I'm sorry about that, guys. The big news is DJI is announcing an event September 8th. And we're going to go ahead and you know what? Let's just go ahead and get to that, okay? DJI is calling it the Take 5 event, okay? Now, I've seen quite a few people think by using the number 5, oh, they're coming out with a Phantom 5. No. This is not the Phantom 5, guys. I hate to disappoint you here, okay? Now, let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this article up from DroneDJ here. Let's go ahead and get that up on the screen. Okay. High Five, September 8th, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, all right? DJI just teased this date on social media channels with its phrase High Five. Well, many are wondering if time has finally come for the Phantom 5, but good reason to believe this product will not be a drone. Why? Because we already know from the FCC listings that a DJM Osmo Mobile 5 smartphone stabilizer is on the way. There's your answer right there. What we already know before launch, portability and convenience take center stage in DJI's gimbals. One feature we do know for sure is coming to the latest version of them is a built-in selfie pole. DJI would likely have guessed from looking at all the gimbal extension pole sellers on Amazon, a large number of content creators want their Osmo Mobile to have more height. Having a built-in extension feature, such as relying on third-party sellers, would mean zero compromises on stabilization, which is the bedrock of this product. And, of course, we're not the only ones with this spot. You can see our buddy Ositalev here with some renderings of what it potentially could look like. So, you know, again, these are renderings from him. So, in the meantime, the Osmo Mobile 4 has a ton of intelligent features, such as automatic subject tracking, gesture controls, and pre-programmed content modes. And again, here's the social media with a 5 in the middle of a block there. So, all right, that's about it for that. So it's pretty slam dunk, and you can count on this being, again, a soft release. There's nobody in New York or nobody in Los Angeles, any of that kind of stuff. Okay, this is strictly going to be online at 9 o'clock and probably a little bit before 9 for those of you who are interested in purchasing something like this. can jump on it. It'll probably be available, I would say, probably by I'm sorry. I went swimming tonight. So anyway, about 8:45 in the morning Eastern time is probably when you can expect this to be available. Check online, check with DJI, check Best Buy. That's probably where you're going to find things like this. So that's what this Take 5 is all about. So not much more than that. Not much more to say than that. Except if you're interested, check it out on the 8th. That's going to be coming up around the corner. All right. Sorry, I need water tonight, guys. Just want to back up a second here before we move on. As part of news and updates, we're very thankful Johnny's okay. And our thoughts and prayers are with the good people of Louisiana and all that were in the path of Hurricane Ida. It was a monster storm, 145-mile-an-hour winds. You probably read that the Mississippi River flowed backwards for a brief point of time. It was wicked. It was absolutely wicked. And they're talking about a significant death toll. So pray that power can get restored, because they're talking, it may be a couple of weeks before some of these people get power back. So again, our thoughts and prayers are with them and with everybody, and hope Johnny's doing well. I did see last night that was posted out on, Ron had a scrolling banner out on Drone Nation last night regarding that. So, okay. Another Johnny Drone Fire's with us. Oh, Johnny, 12 hours of pure hell. Johnny, I am so sorry you had to go through that, my friend. Trust me, I know exactly where you're coming from. That is not fun. Not fun at all. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate that. We're glad that you're okay, and hopefully your family is safe and secure. And hopefully power will get restored to most people shortly. It's going to be a while, so people need to be patient about that kind of stuff. That's why it pays, if you live in a hurricane-prone area, to get some kind of alternate power source. They now make electric generators that don't run off of gasoline that you can have indoors. They're power inverters, and they recharge via solar. So that's an option to explore. Anyway, okay. Katrina was a thunderstorm compared to this thing. Johnny, that's exactly what our meteorologist here in Tampa said. He said it was a walk in the park compared. Katrina was a walk in the park compared to Ida. I am so sorry you guys had to go through that, my friend. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. That's just purely devastating. Totally. All right. All right. Next subject here. All right, what do we got here? All right. GoPro Hero 10. So I know Ron's been talking about it, and Ron wants to, he wants to take a look at it, and he also wants to take a look at the new Osmo Action 2 when it comes out, or the Action 2 as they're going to call it, and compare. So let's go ahead and take a look. There's an article out on DroneDJ about this, and there's a leak with some pictures, and I thought you guys would find this interesting, because I know a lot of you use an action camera. You guys know I use the original Osmo action camera. So, all right. GoPro Hero 10 leak reveals new camera processor upgrade, okay? Looks pretty much the same as the other one. 5.3K, 60 frames per second video, 23 megapixel stills. The sensor will be able to record videos in 5.3K at 60 frames per second and 4K at 120 frames per second, which is, again, a significant improvement to the frame rates offered by the Hero 9. Meanwhile, 4K videos can be recorded up to 120 frames per second. And to create a very high-resolution slow-motion videos, Hero 10 will support a 2.7K resolution at 240 frames per second. That is awesome, okay? That's some pretty significant features on this. Performance of the camera is being enhanced with the help of a new GP2 processor. Hero 10 will come with improved HyperSmooth 4.0, which builds on previous iterations of the video stabilization technology and should be able to offer gimbal-like stabilization as per the leaked GoPro marketing materials. Live streaming quality remains the same at 1080p. It will appear that no enhancements are being lent to Time Warp 3.0 technology that adds more acceleration control over time-lapse videos. Other features that are being retained include waterproofing up to 10 meters or 33 feet, support for RAW photos, super photo, HDR, and webcam mode. Coming to the physical appearance of the camera, the only visible external change in GoPro Hero 10 Black is a switch to blue lettering on the front casing. You can see the blue lettering there, and there's a close-up of it. Price and launch date, they don't have a cost or an official launch date. For the launch patterns of Hero 8 Black and Hero 9 Black, anything, you can expect a GoPro to announce a successor and reliable camera line sometime in September. So if you guys are anxious for this, my personal opinion, just to let you guys know what I would do in this instance, I would wait to see what DJI comes out with before I make a decision on this, because the Action 2 it's overdue. It's been scheduled to come out for like forever, and chip shortage, who knows why? I don't have an idea, but I would wait. I would seriously wait and compare the two and see which one's going to have the feature set that's going to appeal to you the most. So, they're talking about 8K for the Action 2, but 8K for the Action 2, guys, I don't know about that. All right, that's just Ron and I kind of had to talk about that, and I'm like, not so sure that's gonna hold water here. Okay. Taking a look at the chat here. Bill from Metro Jones, welcome, Bill. Joe Blaylock, welcome tonight. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Now let's go here. Okay. All right. Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro update. All right. Well, I do know of some people that have canceled their orders. Okay. And let me share something. I'm going to share an email. I got an email from Hubsan US today, and let's go ahead and I'm going to share that. All right. All right. Dear valued customer, we'd like to give you an update for your order of Xeno Mini Pro. We have a shipment currently on its way to the US. It should arrive on September 2nd. Once arrived, we will ship it out to you, which will take another 3 business days on transit from New York to Florida. We are very sorry for the delay. If you wish to cancel your order for a full refund, let us know and we will process a refund within 1 day. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Thanks, Hubsan US support team. Now, I got another thing we're going to show you here in just a minute. I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute. Now, you've probably seen all the videos, okay? You probably watched Drone Nation, and Greg Pittman was on last night, and I did watch part of that, and Hubsan was asking him to do some things that may void the warranty, and Greg did not seem very comfortable with that from what I saw. I only watched about 15 minutes. I was wiped out last night. Yeah. So, and there have been instances, if you go out to the page right now, there have been instances where drones have been falling out of the sky. It's been overheating like crazy. I mean, you name it, the issues are out there. All right. We all talked about and said how they rushed the Fimi Mini out there. Well, I think they kind of did the same thing here with the Xeno Mini Pro, and the results are not very good. They are just not very good here, guys. I mean, seriously, you take a look at everything that's gone on with all this. All right, it's a mess. It's a real mess. I mean, let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get out to the Xeno Mini group here, and just to give you guys a flavor to see what's going on here. Okay, we're going to share the screen, and I just want to go over some of these things with you here. All right. Ross Langdon here. First flight flyaway. And again, you can take a look at this. I told him I'm really sorry to hear about that. He emailed I think he emailed Hubsan, and I asked him to keep us posted on that. So, of course, some other ones, they do have them. All right, you can see this gentleman here. Everything is green. I press takeoff. The drone leaves at full speed to the left, impossible to control, and crashed into the rock. Camera and propeller broken. The drone is scrap. 10 years behind DJI, and look at what happened there. And Hubsan never sent the one I want on their launch video. Okay, that's tried to and everything and then perfectly, but when I put to charge the radio control, okay, he's having issues trying to charge the controller there. Okay, there's a video that somebody posted talking about issue controls. How hot does it get during flight? It's only getting better. Okay, you can see here, okay, there's a plethora of problems with this, okay? There's an absolute plethora of problems with the Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro. I can tell you that somebody that I know canceled his order, okay, under advice from our good friend Marcus. Marcus said, really, he said it's just, he was trying to be PC about it, but he wasn't. And, let's go ahead and share the screen again here. I'm going to show you this email I sent Hubsan. Hello. Please cancel the order and issue an immediate refund. Thank you. All right. I'm done. Okay. I've read so many bad things. I've seen so many videos, and I'm really listening to what Marcus has to say, because Marcus is, he spent a lot of time with the Xeno series. So is Ron. He advised both Ron and I to cancel our order. So I already put in the email request. I hopefully will get a response from that tomorrow. There's a lot of exciting products that DJI is coming out with in the next few months. And, I think those dollars would be better spent on DJI products than this Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro. This wasn't even at the point where you could consider it to be able to work with this drone, okay? It was going to take a gargantuan amount software updates. If that's what this issue is, it may be more than software updates. It may be hardware again, especially with this heating issue. Okay, this seems to be a recurring theme for this, and more than one person has stated that their drone has just come tumbling down out of the sky. So it's probably overheated. It's a real problem, and I don't. We talked about how the Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro, how when we were comparing it to the Fimi, that the Fimi wasn't even beta tested or alpha test. We're the alpha testers. Well, I don't even think we're the alpha testers here. Okay, we're the pre-alpha testers. All right, this is just it's sad, is what it is, and it's over $500, and it's not. It's not what it's cracked up to be, guys. It really isn't. So you can see I've already sent in a request for a refund. We're still going to watch the videos and still take a look at some things, but I think I made a wise decision here. I really do. And my advice to you guys, DeMarco, welcome. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Ted Bowman, thank you for stopping by. Bill Thomas is here. Bill Thomas is in the house. Oh, and you guys, tomorrow night, all right, you'll want to tune in to Coast Drones, because Bill's invited me on tomorrow night. We're going to have a great show. I'm looking forward to being on. So it's going to be a good time. Koopy's on. Ron Brown will be there. The rest of Bill's crew. So we're looking for a good time, and good shout out to Bill. Bill's a great guy. Hope you guys watch him on Wednesday nights. He has a great show. I'm looking forward to it. It will be always a lot of fun to join Bill and his crew. It'll be a good time. So yeah, that's it for the Hubsan Xeno Mini Pro, guys. That's it. Hasta la vista for me. See what else is in the chat. Yeah, I knew it's too good to be true. Marcus is right. All the specs they put on the drone is causing issues, I bet. Yeah, Fly Zone, yeah, you're right, okay? They tried Hubsan's problem on the Xeno Mini Pro. They put everything but the kitchen sink in there, and they didn't allow for some things. And one of the things they didn't allow for was heat dissipation. And I know Rick Smith has talked about this before on other drones and how important it is to have enough cooling for that drone to cool these processors down. And you have to understand, these processors, especially the camera processors, they generate a lot of heat, all right? And if you don't have enough ventilation going through there to dissipate that heat, you're going to have things like they're going to shut down on you, and they're going to shut down on you in mid-flight. And you know what? I don't want to take a chance of this drone shutting down on me in mid-flight, okay? Say what you will. I've never had a DJI drone shut down on me in mid-flight, okay? I've had other things happen, but it's never shut down on me. So, all right. We're going to move on to the number one subject of the night, a Mavic 3 update. And I'm like, holy cow. Saw these pictures the other day, and I'm like, could be the real deal. Could be, guys. Could be. Let's take a look here and see. All right. Now, there was an article on DroneDJ. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get that article up here. Now, this is a leak, and take it for what it's worth. We don't, we're sharing this, this was on DroneDJ here. All right. You can see camera is very different on this, much bigger. Let's go ahead and read the article. We've been hearing rumors about the Mavic 3 for quite some time now. Leaks come from Brazilian YouTube channel Drone Modelissimo, which had access to supposedly exclusive information on the Mavic 3. According to Drone Modelissimo, all the information was obtained from a reliable source. However, since they can't show real photos of the drone, the channel shared some illustrations based on the product. The specs listed: new collision avoidance system, side sensors removed, front and rear sensors shifted to corners and apparently wide angle, Hasselblad dual camera, top with 7x zoom, lower 5.7K 24mm f2.8, 16mm adapter lens, Apple ProRes format support, 1 terabyte internal memory, more than 40 minutes of flight time, 5,000 or 6,000 milliamp lithium-ion battery, not sure. Battery mount is from the back, Mini 2 style. Gimbal now has integrated automatic lock. I don't know if it continues with the acrylic protector like they have before. We use the same radio as the Air 2S. A new smart controller will be released too. Video reveals significant changes coming to the next DJI drone, which doesn't come as a surprise since DJI Mavic 2 was released in 2018. Now now it's worth noting that according to the source of the original leak, there'll be at least 2 different versions of the Mavic 3. There's no word on which version is in today's leak, and they'll be, I'll drop a link in the description so you can check out the article from DroneDJ, and also you can check out Drone Modelissimo's video here. Although the design is different, the size is similar to the Mavic 2. There'll be a new anti-collision system that's now based on sensors relocated in the corners with new wide-angle lenses, okay? And you can see the sensors are moved over to the corner here. So I'm thinking with something like that, it's going to handle things to the side as well, too. So that's why they probably eliminated the side sensors. The main camera features a 24mm f2.8 aperture lens, which is capable of shooting video on 5.7K. Users can add an adapter to turn the lens into a 16mm lens if they wish. There's also a Hasselblad dual lens camera for up to seven times zoom. Drone Modelismo says the cameras will support the Apple ProRes codec, but the bit rate remains unknown. Internally, DJI Mavic 3 will have 1 terabyte of storage by default, but the company may also offer another version with 2 terabytes of storage. Guys, a terabyte of storage on a drone? That's wow. Okay, that's really stepping up to the plate here. The gimbal is expected to feature a new automatic locking system that will lock it when you turn off the drone, rather than requiring manual adjustment as on current models. As for the battery, the leaked specifications reveal a lithium-ion battery of about 6,000 milliamps. The channel heard from its source that the Mavic 3's battery should be able to provide more than 40 minutes of flight time. The YouTuber also claims the radio system will be the same as the Air 2S, but will come with a new smart control. And that's one thing I want to stop right here. I would have bet the house that it would have come with a new smart controller. Okay, I could have told you that. I could just about guarantee that. Now it really looks very similar to the Mavic 2. Okay, it shares a lot of the design characteristics with it. There's ventilation on top. You could see up there. I mean, these are all probably renderings. As far as we know, these are drawings based on some pictures. So, we're going with what these guys say here. Another thing to keep in mind, although the drone is being called the Mavic 3, it's like the final name is something like DJI Pro 3, as the company has been dropping the Mavic brand from its drones. Drone model claims the official launch could take place as early as October 21, but the channel source also said the company has already considered postponing it to January 2022. Okay, and there's supposedly a image of the bottom of the drone right there. We've heard DJI has another product launch later this year, so hopefully it arrives before the holidays. So, yeah, all right, that's a lot to digest there regarding the Mavic 3. That's the most information we have had in quite a long time, and that's according, if this source is reliable. Now, these are not outland. One of the things, let's take some things into consideration here and just, because I've been doing this for a while. These aren't outlandish specs. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, the specs that are there are very reasonable. Okay, they're robust, but they're very reasonable. That's something that DJI could do easily. Okay, I don't see them having a problem doing something like that. The design from the pictures, the other thing here, the design from the pictures, it's not a radical departure from the Mavic 2 series, which DJI doesn't like to do radical changes with this. Okay, they went from the Mavic 1 to the Mavic 2. All right, and again, retaining a lot of the same characteristics as far as the body shape and the way it looked and the gimbal and everything. And this is kind of the same here. Okay, we're not seeing a real significant shift in terms of what the drone actually looks like. So that's kind of keeping true to form with what DJI does. All right, they really kind of are keeping this in line with their other drones, which I think is great. All right, with the Mavic series here. All right. How big is the sensor? Did not say, Ted. Okay. The camera is the big thing. You're right, Bill. It's a pretty significant camera on here, and that steps up the ball game on this one. Now, they talked about 2 models with this, and there may be a different camera on this. Okay, we may be seeing a Pro model, the upgraded model, and there may be a more basic model. We don't know, but what Drone Modelismo says, it sounds like there's 2 versions of this. So that's something we'll have to take into account when the time comes. Now, everything I've heard is 2022 before the Mavic 3 is coming out, or the DJI Pro 3, or whatever they're going to call this. October, I don't see that happening. And I don't see it happening for a huge reason, because my guess, and this is just an educated guess, they're going to come out with a Mini 3, and they're going to come out with a Mini 3 in November, like they came out with a Mini 2 in November and the original Mini in November. All right. and that's going to be a perfect Christmas drone. All right, just in time for the holidays. You know, it's going to have a good price point. It's going to have a very robust feature set. All right, I know we're talking about the Mavic 3, but the Mini 3 is probably what DJI has geared up coming in November. Okay, and with something like that, they're not going to put out a Mavic 3 this year. All right, they don't want, you know, plus they have the Mini SE, so it's going to be a DJI Mini Christmas. Okay, the Mini SE for people who are being introduced to drones, and the Mini 3 for those that want the Mac Daddy of mini drones. Okay, I can tell you already, all right, without even seeing a spec on the Mini 3, and I'm sure you guys will. Bill, do you think DJI will ever offer new colors on their drones? Ray, that's a good question. I think probably not, because it costs them money to do that, and there's a lot of people out there who make who make drone skins out there, and that's a very robust business, Ray. So I don't think they're going to do that, and the reason I don't think they're going to do that is because of cost. I think they want to, you know, they want, because this is going to be this Mavic 3 cost wise, you know, again with what we're thinking on this, you know, this is going to be close to 2K. I'll say that right now. Of that, I have absolutely no doubt. Okay, this thing will definitely hit the 2K mark, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be worth every penny of it. I can definitely say that. I'm asking Santa for a Mini 3 for Christmas. Ray, you might just get one. Okay. You know, while we're on it here, okay. You know, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about tonight was the DJI Mini 3 here, and you know, hang on a second here. Where my typing is. All right, there we go. DJI Mini 3. All right. Let's talk about the Mini 3 for a few minutes here. All right. Expect a November release date on this, okay? Because that's one thing. These mini drones have been, and I'm sorry about the coughing, have been selling like hotcakes for DJI. All right. The Mini SE is a fantastic entry-level drone, okay? No questions asked. It's the best entry-level drone out there, and we talked about that last week, all right? Cliff Totten built at first 1 terabyte. Sounds crazy until you consider ProRes codec. Yeah, you're probably right, Cliff. Yeah, you know, it does sound crazy awesome, but you're right when you bring that up. So that's a good point about that. So maybe they'll have the 2 terabyte option, I hope. All right. Love the Mini 3, all right? The Mini SE is going to be there for Christmas. It'll be a great seller for Christmas. I guarantee you that. That price point, and you know, you can't go wrong with the Mini SE as an entry-level drone. It is the best entry-level drone out there. And for what you get, it's not in a blister pack. It's in a DJI box like all the other drones. And it comes with what I think was some good accessories with it. For $299, you can't pass that up. That's a fantastic deal. Absolutely, positively fantastic, okay? The Mini 3, even if, let's just back up a minute here, okay? Even if the Xeno Mini Pro, again, I apologize for this. Stupid allergies. All right. Even if the Xeno Mini Pro had and did everything it was said it was going to do, you know, with the obstacle avoidance and, you know, flying like it should and recording video like it should and having a runtime, you know, not falling out of the sky and everything, I can tell you this. The Mini 3 is going to knock its socks off, all right? It's probably going to have better runtime. It's going to have obstacle avoidance with it. Definitely, OcuSync, the new OcuSync, probably going to work with a smart controller. It's probably going to have a beefier camera with it as well. Probably better runtime with it. So all the way around, the Mini 3, I apologize for this. The Mini 3 is just absolutely going to knock the socks off of the Xeno Mini Pro. Even if they fix all the issues with it, all right. And I think if like me, it was a wise decision to cancel. It's really kind of a no-brainer to cancel it. Marcus advised me on that, and I've watched his video, and we've we've done some chats, and I concur with him. It's not even. I would have loved to have reviewed the drone, but you know what? There have been way too many flyaways with this. There have been way too many where the drone just bottom. The drone just falls out of the sky. I've heard so many instances of this. All right, and Hubsan has a problem on their hands. They have a real problem on their hands. And I think the big thing, and you know what, Ron and I touched on it, and Marcus agreed with us. Even before it came out, about the heat issue with that. All right, and these are things that you're not going to see with the Mini 3, guys. Okay, Mini 3 should have a 1-inch sensor, 4K tracking, O3, some obstacle points, and anything else they can stuff in it. Leonard, that sounds like a recipe for success, my friend. That really does. That's going to be spot on for them. All right, they could come out with that robust of a feature set. It's a done deal. Now expect you're going to pay for that. Okay, it's going to be less than an Air 2S. All right, you can count on that, but it's probably going to be $599, $600, somewhere in that kind of a price range. And it's with probably working with maybe not the current smart controller, but with a new one coming out. Who knows? We'll see on that. That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. So, stay tuned for that. But that's I see that coming in November. Okay. I do not see a Mavic 3 until 2022. To be honest with you. Okay. I think DJI has learned its lesson. You guys have been around probably since the original Mavic. And if when it was released in October 2016, people put their money down. They badly underestimated the number of orders that came in, and it took them till January to be able to fulfill all those orders from October. So there were people waiting 2 or 3 months for their drone. Yeah, and it was not a pretty sight. I was able to get mine right away because that was after the dealers had gotten stock in. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with everything here. So we're looking forward to it. And, as I said before, when DJI comes out with a drone, okay, there's, maybe a software update, some kind of firmware update, minor kind of thing, take it out. Now one of the things that I've done a lot of, and, it's always good to do your calibrations before you go out, including your remote controller calibration. And thank our good friend up in Canada who reminded us about that, and he shared that with me. So real happy about that. Just as a side note, okay, we're probably a couple of months away from spin up. So just if you guys are still thinking about going, get your tickets and do what you can regarding that. So, one of the other things I wanted to share tonight, and I gotta find this here. So hang on, bear with me for a second. I don't know why my mouse is having a fit tonight here. Yeah. wanted to close tonight with something that's it's a little bit different, and it's something very personal for me. 8 years ago today, on August 31st, 2013, Mom and Dad were reunited up in heaven. Mom passed away on this date in 2013, and if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I've been posting something every day. What I wanted to dwell on this year, instead of going back and reading the memories timeline on how she, things got worse for her the month of August, and she ended up passing away, I wanted to remember her in a very positive light, and the positive influence that she had on all of us, my family. We were very fortunate here. Now, this is their wedding from 1954. This was the last time my kids got to see my mom. We had them scheduled to arrive on a flight on August 31st, about 8 p.m. And Mom had passed away about 1:30 in the afternoon. So, unfortunately, this was the last time they got to see my mom alive, and it was such a good visit. They really enjoyed their time with her. It was great. And there's a picture of me with them, and then just my kids. Mom loved her chocolates, I can tell you that. Now, there's one other picture, if you'll indulge me for a second here, that I do want to show you. One of the things that I really enjoyed was this picture that was shared by my daughter here. Okay, I want to share this with you. Okay, it's my mother on the left, and that's my daughter on the right on her wedding day. The resemblance between them is just absolutely, positively amazing in my opinion here. And my kids were very fortunate. They got to spend at least a couple of weeks every summer over with my folks. They got to go to amusement parks, swimming pools. All three of them learned how to cook. My dad had them do art projects, as he was a former art teacher. They had a lot of fun. They really did. And one of the things that they finally remembered, it wasn't the things that they remembered. They remembered how much my parents spent time with them. Okay, that was so important to them, so very important to them. So, Mom, we still love you. We'll always love you. We're so thankful for you and your legacy, and what you taught all of us and what Mom taught all of us is what the world needs right now, is a lot more love and a lot less hate. So, thank you for indulging me in letting me share this tonight. I really appreciate that. So, and yeah, it's this morning was kind of emotional for me. It's kind of hard because I was very close to my mother, and of course I was close to my father too. Now, I'm going to be doing something similar in November, and I know we're not talking drones here, but this is part of who I am. My dad would have been 100 this year, all right, in November 20th. So I'm going to be doing a similar thing in the month of November. So take a look on my timeline. I'm going to post some things daily about my dad, some things you may know about him, some things you might not know about him if you're friends with me. So be looking forward to that, because I had a lot of fun doing it this month. I think I have a couple of days that I'm going to have to go back at next year and fill some things in. And I'm actually toying around with the idea of putting a short book together and trying to publish it on these things, because I've had so many compliments about that. So again, thank you guys for indulging me here for a few minutes about this. I really appreciate that. Right. Yeah, it is. That's good. I'm glad you're be able to do that. Trini, thanks. Appreciate that. Fly Zone Drones, Stephen Ewing too. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. And while we love to talk about drones, we're all human beings. We all share the same planet, and we all need a lot less hate and a lot more love. And my mom, she was all about, how she said goodnight, love you, all the time. And her favorite song, her favorite hymn, I should say, and I'm sure you guys all know it. It's from Cat Stevens, and it's called Morning Has Broken. And it was something that was really touching to me because during growing up, music that she played, one of them was Teaser and the Firecat, and the song Morning Is Broken, and Mom sang to it, and she sang from her heart, and it was beautiful. So I want to close with that tonight. Let's all practice more love and less hate in this world. All right. The world will be a much better place for all you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much. Ron will probably be back with us next week. Looking forward to that. Stay tuned for more updates on things coming out. Appreciate you guys, each and every one of you watching this. Okay. And when you watch it on replay as well too, really appreciate you guys. As always, guys, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care.